Hey, Eugene here. Welcome to my channel. I know it's been a little while since I've posted last. It's been quite a roller coaster of adventures with AEP and some family issues that we've had. We actually had a couple deaths that we had to go through and deal with, and then I moved offices in the middle of all of that, and it's just been a really challenging time. And with talking to clients and of course trained telemarketers, there's a few things that had to be put on the back burner, and one of them happened to be me making videos. So I wanted to close off the year with this video to thank every one of you for watching the content that I've put out. I know some of you have seen me in previous videos with different influencers, and then here recently I started my own channel where you saw me have actual live conversations with the appointments that my marketers have been setting. And I really debated the idea of starting a channel because of the amount of work that goes into doing something like this. But everything that I've seen out there and the content that's being produced, there's not a lot of hands-on, minute-by-minute conversations that we're seeing. And I know there's a lot of good advice out there on the internet, and a lot of good videos where they talk about goals and how to generate and how to leads and how to market and so on and so forth. But my channel, I want it to be more about how to work the leads that you're getting. And so I wanted to make this video to kind of commit myself for next year to produce more content, so that way if you're a new agent or you've been an agent for a while and you need maybe some encouragement, or maybe to hear somebody doing it differently than you're doing it, that's what I want my channel to be about, and that's the type of content that I want to produce. So next year you're gonna see a lot more of me. If you like that kind of content, go ahead and hit subscribe. Little bell icon will notify you anytime I post a new video. And I want it to be about growing an agency. I'm going to be very transparent about how I market. I'm going to be very transparent about how I sell. I'm going to be transparent about how I talk to clients, how I talk to renewals, how I talk to referrals, how I generate referrals, how I work on my websites, which I have several of them. And I want to be as transparent as I can about how I work my agency, and that's gonna take a lot of time and a lot of editing, and I'm very, very happy to do it because I want to help you. I want to help you grow to the next level. If there's some kind of hurdle that you need to go through, if you've hit a plateau and you're having a hard time getting to the next level, this is what I want this channel to be about. But I want to do it in the form of conversations, in the form of talking to people, in the form of appointments, and in the form of getting my brand, which is American Insurance Benefits, out there to the senior public. If you need help with leads, I have a program called trainedtelemarketers.com. I'm committed to growing that next year as well, where we help you generate leads via the telephone. I work with the agent on how to download data, how to filter data, how to reach a more specific target audience. Then my team works with telemarketers and trains them how to use certain technologies, certain platforms, so that way they can call the lists that you download to hopefully generate you leads. One of the biggest things that I tell agents is you don't want to harass people, and I think we've all experienced it with this AEP. I know I did with myself for some reason somewhere. The data said that I was a 65-year-old person, which I have a feeling that came from Facebook, and I think a lot of these marketers actually bought data from Facebook. Facebook and these phone numbers. That's the only thing that I can think of what happened, because not only was my Facebook feed filled with ads geared towards seniors, but I would get probably 5 to 10 phone calls of them trying to sell me a Medicare supplement. And I myself on Facebook I have myself listed as a 65-year-old, and it's the only place that I have to where I'm a senior. So, putting two and two together, I think that's where that came from. The reason why I have my Facebook set that way is because I actually like to see the ads that are being run, because I actually learn from that stuff. And we saw this past AEP where the ads were not very compliant, if you care about that kind of stuff. And the phone calls that we were getting, of course, were not compliant either. The biggest thing that I saw is that these call centers were actually harassing me because they thought I was a senior, and I would get 10, 15 calls a day, every single day during AEP, of them trying to sell me insurance. That is something that I frown upon with traintelemarketers.com. I don't want to harass people. I want to call one person one time and ask them, hey, do you need help with your Medicare supplement, or do you need help enrolling into your Medicare, whatever you're trying to generate. The under 65 market, we have leads that we generate that way as well, where we call small businesses. Again, we don't want to harass people because we don't want to make a bad name for ourselves. So I train agents on how to pull data, how to keep data fresh, and not call the same person 50 million times, because I've personally experienced that and I don't like it. I want to ask you, hey, do you want to do business with me? If you say no, I don't want to harass you. I want to move on to the next person. But anyways, I digress. So I want to focus on building my Trained Telemarketers brand as well with agents like yourself. Whether you're starting out and you're needing help with leads, or if you've been doing this for a while and you need a new lead source, because I truly believe in having more than one form of a lead coming in. I want to focus more on helping agents how to generate referrals. I have quite a few referral partners that I work with where they actually send me business, whether they're financial advisors, P&C agencies, or under 65 group agencies where they do large groups, 1,000, 1,500 employees. I've partnered with some of those companies, and I want to show you how I've done that for my agency to where we're getting 2 to 3 to 4 referrals a day now just from that alone, which makes it really, really nice. I am going to build my other brand, datadownloadcenter.com, where we provide you with fresh data of people to talk to, whether you're trying to call small businesses, the under 65 market, the turning 65 market, the over 65 market, whatever have you. There's data available there that you can purchase and use and market. The other thing that we just added recently is we added an aged lead source. So now you have an aged leads button where you can download aged Medicare leads, or whatever lead you wanted to, but since I'm focused on Medicare, that's what I'm going to talk about. You can actually put in there that you want an aged Medicare lead, and you can put in there some of their information and actually pull a lead that's been generated 2, 3, 4 months ago, and call them and say, hey, have you made any kind of decision? I see here that you had reached out and help with your Medicare. So that's a new feature that we haven't really promoted a whole lot, but next year that is definitely something that you'll personally see me using, because I want to build that brand as well, and I want to show you that you don't need a fresh new hot lead to make a sale, and that an old lead could be just as good. I want to show you how to target people who are retiring, for example, using that data instead of just somebody who's turning 65, because I found that a lot of people are choosing to work until 66 and a quarter, 66 and a half, some people till 68, and I'll show you what you can do with that data and filter it so that way you can target those people. The best part about a 68-year-old retiring is you're the only one who's going to be calling them, and I found some success last year with my agency doing that, and I want to grow that more, and then of course make videos like this and show you how you can do that as well for your agency. The other thing that I've been doing is I've had quite a few agents reach out to me and ask me to do one-on-one consulting with them, and that is something that I've done for the last couple years, but I've never really talked about it publicly like I am right now. But I have agents reach out to me and say they need help growing their agency, and we do weekly calls, sometimes bi-weekly, sometimes twice a week. Just of course I work with the timeline or the schedule of the agent, so that way I'm flexible to their needs. But if you need help growing your agency, what I started doing is doing one-on-one consulting. More specifically, my one-on-one consulting is geared towards selling by phone. There's plenty of consultants out there that show you how to market a lot of different ways, and a lot of those methods work. But if you are wanting help with selling by phone, from the introduction, from the lead source to the introduction, to the follow-up, to the sale, to the post-sale scripts, I give you access to my recordings more so than what you see on YouTube. You'll actually have access to how I collect routing numbers and account numbers and social security numbers. Of course, all that stuff's edited, but you will hear the raw, unedited, real conversations that I have with people. All of that is going to be available to you starting next year if that's something that you want. And all you have to do is just email me for prices, and I can give you an outline of what's involved with the one-on-one consulting. The most important part for me for 2022 is to grow my agency, my American Insurance Benefits brand that I started 12 years ago. That is what I want to grow. Outside of the people that I've written, I want to take it to the next level. My 2-minute Medicare website has been doing actually really well, and I've seen traffic growing. I'm committed to putting an article out more consistently than what I've done in the past. I think last year I wrote close to 65 articles, but here recently I actually hired myself a writer, and of course I still have to proof and edit the articles, but the majority of the work is going to be done. And my goal for next year is actually to hire a couple more writers and really do a couple of articles a week. Last year I averaged just a little bit over 1 article a week, but I want to do more of that for this coming year. And the 2-minute Medicare brand will help me grow the American Insurance Benefits brand. They're going to work hand in hand. But what I like about the 2-minute Medicare brand is it's completely unbiased. It's completely it's not going to be a sales pitch. It's not going to be a here's the product that you should be buying kind of a website. I'm toying with the idea of putting a quoting tool on there, but I don't think I want to do that just yet. And I really want the person to go in there and go down different rabbit holes of articles that are relevant to their specific situation. And then I'm going to use that 2-minute Medicare website to answer questions that people might have. So for example, I'm going to have a conversation with somebody, a couple questions will come up, I'm going to explain it to them, follow up with an email, say, hey, it was great talking to you, you, here's an article that builds on what you and I just spoke about. So that is what I'm committed to for this coming year. All these goals that I'm talking about for 2022 have been my goals for 2021, but we decided to go in on a house, and the house needed a lot of remodeling, and so we've been in the process of doing that. And I actually did a lot of the work myself because I believe in learning certain skills and certain trades, and that's something that I've always wanted to learn. So and of course we had contractors for some work, and then some work I did myself. But a lot of my American insurance benefits goals and all this other stuff was put on hold, and I really did not meet the goals that I had set myself for this year. And so this coming year, I don't want to do anything related to my house. I don't want to do any more construction. I'm tired of the dust, and instead I want to build. I'm still going to be building. I'm always building something. That's the thing, is as a entrepreneur and as a small business owner, as an agency owner, you're always building something. Whether you're building your agency, whether you're building yourself, whether you're building the people around you, whether you're building houses or whatever, you're always building something. And then the question becomes, why are you building these things? You know, is it for your own gain? Is it for your family's gain? Is it to have freedom to do whatever you want to do, to have a flexible schedule, whatever have you? So the way I set my goals, and this is something that I'm going to be working on between now and the end of the year, my goals are going to be personal goals. What is my personal goal? What is it that I'm trying to achieve? So for example, I want to spend more time with my family. Let's just use that as an example. Well, if that's a goal of mine, or let's say I want to volunteer more at the church, or let's say I want to spend more time fishing or hunting or traveling, or more time with my grandchildren, whatever your goal is. If that is your goal, then what I'm going to do with myself, and what I would recommend, is then you reverse engineer that goal to determine what would that take. And I'm going to break it down even further and not just say how much activity or what activity will take for you to get there, but also what time is going to be spent to get to your end goal, which is to travel more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how many phone calls a day do I need to make? How many conversations am I going to need to have? How many sales am I going to need to make? How much money do I need to make? All that stuff will then equal my end goal, whatever that end goal is going to be. So my job for this channel is going to be to help you grow and for you to watch me grow. If you like this kind of content, again, hit the subscribe button, like this video if you like this kind of content, and you'll see a lot more hands-on conversations, stuff that you can use for yourself and your agency to help grow your business. I'm here to help. You're not going to waste my time by reaching out to me. I've had some of you reach out to me on Facebook Messenger. Some of you have sent me emails. I welcome all of that stuff. So please use me as a resource. I'm never going to churn you down and make you feel bad for asking any kind of question. I'm happy to help any way I can. Thank you so much for watching, for consuming my content, and I'm looking forward to seeing every one of you next year. Bye.